Hey YouTube, it's Mr. Yufel here coming at you with a guide to help you play stun because it's like stun's really good now, like really good. It's been good for a while because it's just such a deck that just hates everything. So if you're new to the game or you've never played stun before and get how the basics works, I'm here to show you how. So like stun works it's very like defensive because it's all about tempo because it's really hate just for monsters and just anticipation for what everyone plays now because you play cards like Solid Road, Dark Bribe, all of that business. So I'm here to get you the basics. So since your deck is going to be very, very trap heavy, it's going to be about from 14 to about as high as possible until the point when it gets ridiculously stupid. Usually 14 to 25, no matter how big of that number it is. But it's just there's so much hate out there that if you want to add in, it's just your choice. So if you just want, it's just to that point. So if you want to hurt, stun, Siding World Decrees, because that will really hurt them. But now here's like the basics, because obviously Solemn Warning is a good card. You don't want the card hit the field, so why not play it? So you're obviously gonna play two of them if you're new to this game. This is explanation of how stun you're gonna play. Obviously, you gotta play Solemn because it's a card. This is not Heavy Storm because Heavy Storm is your worst nightmare. That's why you have two Starlight Road, two Dark Bribe, or something like that. So it's gonna be obvious. This is all the basics you're gonna play for traps. Deep Prison is gonna be a must in here because you want to get rid of that Stardust and mains and stuff like that. This is just on all obvious stuff if you're a regular stun player, but this is just advice and a help towards stun. So let me get you in. Bottomless obviously is a good card. There's priorities. There's no priority, so the monster will never hit the field, and that's like nothing ever happens. But it's just hate. Then you're gonna play something like you should play something like Torrential usually. This is a good card, just hate on field presence. So all stuff like that. Then obviously Mirror Force. It's just really just hate on monsters. So it's really that. And then based on how the stun deck is, you're able to play some other good cards that really hurt your opponent as well. Because stun is really about hurting your opponent. It's all about what your opponent is going to do usually. So it's just here's an option, macro. If your deck does not need the graveyard, for instance like Watts or Photon or something like that, macro is a good idea to put tech in your deck because a lot of decks are really graveyard based. So you want it's an idea. Then if your deck that doesn't rely on field presence, obviously it should be skill drain. Because skill drain is a very good card because paying 1,000 life points to negate all the stuff in the opponent's field, that's really gonna ensure your game if they can't get rid of it. So it's pretty good. And then it's you're gonna have like this is gonna be an auto must because if your deck doesn't, because usually some decks do not special summon whatsoever. If your does, then it should probably be wrong because the only thing you're gonna do is normal summon, set 5 back row, or 4, then just duality. So this duality just makes the deck more consistent because you're gonna need a lot more consistency in your deck because I don't think you want to draw like 3 monsters and then like 2 spells and duality because it's just you want to get that solemn warning or something like that. So it's just options into your traps because usually when you duality you're gonna get 2 traps in the monster or just 3 traps. So duality. And then Dark Bribe or Starlight Road should be with me, but I don't have it with me, so it's just you pick either or, but if you do Stardust, it's auto +1. But with Dark Bribe, you have to be -1 because but you also have versatility Dark Bribe. So it depends what kind of deck you're playing. So if you're playing some, for instance, the Gravekeepers, I think Dark Bribe is a lot better card to play because you flip out the Spy, they warning you Dark Bribe. You play like a TG stun deck. Just Starlight Road's gonna be a lot better, 100% all the way. Because it's just you're not gonna worry about think rank. It's just the ensuring just the Stardust Dragon. So it's all that. This is a little trap and spell basis. this is all you're gonna really need, unless you want to play your staples too. So it's options. Then let me explain how the monster lineup works. Usually, you're gonna have very, very little traps. So how that's gonna work is gonna be very easy. Because the only thing you do is you'll play 3 of this, 3 of that, 3 of that, 3 of that, maybe 1 or 2 cards of those, and you leave out. Usually the monster count is usually from, let's guesstimate, 9 to 16. 16 is the max. You do not want to go over that limit, because that would be very cluttery. If you draw all monsters, you lose. So, here are some ideas you should play. King Tiger, Flame Hue, it's obvious. It's just very good card. It really hurts meta now because Inductor Dragonfly will just die. Wind Up Rat will just die, obviously. And then it's just the cards from Heroic Act to be attributed will die. This is all the simple stuff. Because monsters at 14 are automatically destroyed. So it's like and there's no priority. So it's just it really locks your opponent down and just limits their options. It also kills 2 or guys. Then let's see. Barbaros is an option. If you're gonna play Skill Drain, you're gonna play Barbaros. You can play any amount of Barbaros. This is gonna be your choice. The 3 to 2 to 1. But usually 2 and 1 is solid. But 3, if you want to push 3, because if you're gonna play Skill Drain Beatdown, you gotta push 3, obviously. So it's a good card. And then Fossil Sign is when you play no skill drain based, but it's gonna hurt 6 stand based special summoning because the opponent's gonna try to OTK you special summon as fast as they can. Fossil Down, which is wreck their day. It'll honestly just destroy what they have. Then Cyber Dragon. This is a very good card because it's really about tempo with your deck because your special summon they Bottomless, that's practically all the back row they'll have. And you summon your, let's say, King Tiger to attack over the monster. Because that's how he's usually going to work. Because it's all about tempo, plus that if you, BLS is a good option too, because if you play cards like Thunder King and then some Dark Monsters, then you just play BLS, and that's a really good card as well. I don't have that either, so. This card is a big fat no. You're not going to play this card at all whatsoever because you're going to have so much back row. Because, like, Gore's ain't going to be worth playing unless they, like, you allow them Heavy Storm you. Which that's a very bad idea. Because Gore's going to get warning, but it's just... it's so bad. No. Just no. At all. I just want to smack you if you play this card. And stun. This is based off of my feedback and what I've learned as a player because stun is a very just tempo based deck. Because the only thing you're gonna do is just back row, and this is more hate. Oh. Thunder King. That's a yes. That's an absolute yes. That's a very good basic card. It's all it is. And it's just very, very much hateful. It's just Thunder King is just so good because it hurts your. It might hurt Duality, but you just got Duality first, then you summon Thunder King. That's an obvious. That's an easy basis. So Thunder King, very good card. Just also it gets over like anything practically, except for if your play gets stunned. If it's a mirror match, whoever has the bigger monster wins. That's how it's gonna work. Because if I play something, for instance, let's say a deck based about all about 2100 beat sticks, then while your opponent has only like 1900 or lower, he's usually going to win because it's all about having a bigger monster. Because if your deck is full of Gemini Elves and I just play something faster, you're just going to get beat down. Like, because stun usually will have the same elf responses as your opponent, usually. Unless your opponent has a bad hand or it's kind of sacky. Which is also going to be about who's a better player. Because being a better player is really everything if you play stun deck. Let's play stun deck that's based with skill. Like how it's just all about who has more experience too. Skill. Because if you're just gonna let's say, play a deck based about this, and then just, sorry. That's practically your deck. You're pretty solid, because I actually like builds like this, which is basically just about Beast King and Cyber Dragon, because they're bigger, obviously. Having a deck like this as a start, that's pretty good. But that's my deck. That's my basis on stun. If you guys want to know, so peace, guys.